A Medal of Honor winner, Ira Hobart Evans, and 16 men met to adopt a constitution and bylaws for a Texas society, Sons of the American Revolution. At that meeting on December 8, 1896, Ira Evans became the first president of the Texas Society, Sons of the American Revolution. Ira Hobart Evans, soldier, legislator, businessman, religious leader, and philanthropist, was one of the distinguished citizens of Texas. Who was Ira Hobart Evans? He was born on April 11, 1844, in New Hampshire. He was 8 years old when his father died. After attending school, he enlisted in the Army in July of 1862 as a private in the Vermont Volunteer Infantry Regiment. He was 18 years old. In December 1863, he was commissioned as First Lieutenant in the 9th U.S. Colored Troops. In January 1865, he was promoted to Captain in the 116th U.S. Colored Troops. After the death of Abraham Lincoln, Evans was one of the officers in the honor guard of his funeral procession on April 17, 1865. Evans received a Medal of Honor from Congress for distinguished bravery at Hatcher's Run, Virginia, April 22, 1865. General William Birney is quoted in 1897's The Story of American Heroism, compiled by J.D. Jones. In the early days of April 1865, when General Grant was moving on Petersburg, my division, the 2nd of the 25th Corps, held a position of the Union line near Hatcher's Run. The main body was sheltered by a low ridge from the enemy's fire, with the rifle pits in which the pickets were posted, and the open space between the pits and the ridge was swept by Confederate cannon and musketry. Confederate deserters were numerous, most of them reaching the rifle pits late at night or about daybreak, where for their safety they were detained until nightfall. An afternoon assault on the Confederate works was being intended. It was very important to learn what changes had been made in them. I was directed from headquarters to have the newly arrived deserters interviewed. Being unwilling to order any member of my staff on such a dangerous duty, I called for a volunteer. Captain Evans was the only one who responded. Dismounting, he passed rapidly over the ridge in front of the division, being at that time the only Union soldier in view from the Confederate line. The enemy opened a sharp musketry upon him and continued until he disappeared in one of our rifle pits. Having questioned the deserters and obtaining the desired information, he returned through another shower of bullets and reported to me. It was a gallant feat. Evans remained on active duty after the war, serving in Brownsville, Texas as a member of General Philip H. Sheridan's occupation force. In September 1866, he was transferred to New Orleans. In February 1867, he was discharged in Louisville, Kentucky. In 1867, Evans moved to Texas to become a rancher near Corpus Christi. In 1870, Evans, at the age of 25, became the youngest man ever to hold Speaker of the Texas House of Representatives. Evans became the manager of the Texas Land Company of Houston in 1872. From 1875 until 1908, he was the director of the International Railroad Company in Texas. In 1880, Evans moved to Austin and served as the president of the New York and Texas Land Company during the years of 1880 to 1906. During his life, Ira Hobart Evans was a co-founder of Austin National Bank and director for 40 years. He served as a member of the board of directors for 40 years at Tillotson College of Austin, served as president of the American Missionary Society and the Sunday School Association, served on the board of trustees, First Congregational Church of Austin, and the First Presbyterian Church. Evans joined the National Society Sons of the American Revolution in Vermont on November 6, 1890. 6 years later, on December 8, 1896, the Medal of Honor winner, Major Ira Hobart Evans, and 16 men met to adopt a constitution and bylaws for a Texas society, Sons of the American Revolution. At that meeting on December 8, 1896, Ira Evans became the first president of the Texas Society. He guided the society for its first 6 years, and in 1902, when he left office, he gave every library in Texas a copy of the National Society's Register to help create SAR chapters all over the state. He served as first Vice President General of the National Society Sons of the American Revolution during the years 1903 to 1904. On May 28, 1923, 26 years after the Texas Society was created, the Galveston chapter became the first Texas Society chapter in Texas. 5 years later, on November 10, 1928, the Dallas chapter became the second chapter in Texas, with Texarkana, San Antonio, and Houston becoming chapters in the following years. The Texas Society Sons of the American Revolution will continue to grow in the years to come.